Let me reveal to you the exact principle by which this operates in consciousness. What appears as delay, what feels like resistance, what seems like endless waiting, these are actually the final moments before manifestation. Just as the darkest hour comes before dawn, your greatest resistance precedes your greatest breakthrough. Here is the divine law. When manifestation seems furthest away, it is actually closest at hand. For in the realm of consciousness, every feeling of distance is actually a sign of imminent manifestation. Your breakthrough is not coming, it is already here in consciousness, pressing against the thin veil of appearance. Now, let me share with you something profound that few will ever grasp. The very fact that you are receiving this message, that you are hearing these words, is absolute proof that your breakthrough is at hand. For in divine law, nothing comes to your attention unless it is already seeking expression in your world. Throughout your consciousness, maintain this knowing, my breakthrough is not coming, it is here now. For in the realm of consciousness, there is no waiting, no process, no delay. There is only the acceptance or rejection of what already is. Let me share with you now how this principle operates in specific areas of your life. For this law is absolute and applies to every sphere of manifestation. When you truly understand this principle, you will see that the very presence of desire is proof of its fulfillment. For in divine law, no desire can exist unless its fulfillment already exists in consciousness. The desire itself is the shadow cast by the manifestation that already is. Here is the exact law. The intensity of your desire is directly proportional to the immediacy of its manifestation. That burning sensation you feel, it is not longing. It is the pressure of manifestation pressing against the thin veil of appearance. That persistent vision, it is not fantasy, it is reality seeking expression. Now, here is something profound about desire that most will never grasp. The universe will give you desires it cannot fulfill. Every desire you feel is actually the universe announcing what it is about to deliver. Your desires are not your tormentors, they are your prophets. Throughout your consciousness, maintain this knowing, my desires are not mere wishes. They are announcements of what must come. For in consciousness, there is no such thing as unfulfilled desire. There is only delayed recognition of what already is. Let me share with you now how this same principle operates in the realm of your apparent obstacles. Every barrier you face, every resistance you encounter, every setback that seems to delay you, all of these are actually signs of imminent breakthrough. When you grasp this principle, you will understand that time itself is nothing but a servant of consciousness. What appears as delay in the world of Caesar is actually perfect timing in the realm of divine law. For in consciousness, there is no waiting, there is only the perfect unfoldment of what already is. Here is the exact law. The moment of greatest doubt is the moment of imminent manifestation. That feeling of how much longer is actually the birth pain of your manifestation. That sense of will it ever happen is the final resistance before breakthrough. Now, here is something profound about divine timing that few will ever comprehend. The universe doesn't delay, it develops. What appears as waiting is actually the perfect preparation for manifestation. Your seeming delays are not denials, they are divine setups for perfect manifestation. Throughout your consciousness, maintain this knowing, every apparent delay is actually perfect timing. For in the realm of consciousness, there is no such thing as waiting. There is only the perfect unfoldment of divine order. Let me reveal to you now how this same principle operates in the realm of your current circumstances. Every condition that seems fixed, every situation that appears unchangeable, every reality that feels permanent, all of these are actually fluid and responsive to your consciousness. When you truly understand this principle, you will see that circumstances have no power to persist except through your consciousness of them. For in divine law, what appears as solid circumstance is actually as malleable as clay in the hands of your imagination. Here is the exact law. Your current circumstances, no matter how seemingly fixed, are actually in a constant state of flux, responding moment by moment to your consciousness. That unchanging situation, it is actually trembling on the verge of transformation. That fixed reality, it is actually fluid, waiting for your consciousness to reshape it. Now here is something profound about circumstances that most will never grasp. The universe doesn't see your current conditions, It sees only your consciousness of what could be. Your circumstances are not your prison. They are your canvas, waiting for the brush of your imagination. Throughout your consciousness, maintain this knowing: my circumstances are fluid and responsive to my consciousness. For in the realm of consciousness, there is no such thing as fixed reality. There is only the constantly shifting reflection of your assumptions. Let me share with you now how this same principle operates in the realm of your past experiences. Every failure you've endured, every setback you've faced, every disappointment you've survived, all of these are actually building blocks for your imminent breakthrough. When you grasp this principle, you will understand that failure is impossible in the divine economy. For in consciousness, what appears as failure is actually success in rehearsal. Every seeming defeat is actually preparation for victory. Every apparent setback is advancement in disguise. Here is the exact law. The magnitude of your previous failures is directly proportional to the scale of your imminent success. Those bitter defeats, they were actually training grounds for triumph. Those painful setbacks, they were actually positioning you for breakthrough. Now, here is something profound about failure that few will ever comprehend. The universe doesn't recognize failure. It recognizes only experience, only preparation, only development. Your failures are not your identity. They are your education, preparing you for success beyond measure. Throughout your consciousness, maintain this knowing: every failure transformed into greater success. For in consciousness, there is no such thing as permanent defeat. There is only temporary instruction, only momentary redirection, only perfect preparation. Let me share with you now how this same principle operates in the realm of your perceived limitations. Every boundary that seems to restrict you, every limitation that appears to confine you, every ceiling that seems to cap your potential, all of these are actually springboards to greater expression. For every boundary that seems to confine you, every restriction that appears to bind you, every limitation that feels insurmountable, these are actually the launching pads for your greatest expansion. When you truly understand this principle, you will see that limitations exist only in consciousness. For in divine law, what appears as limitation is actually an invitation to transcend, to expand, to break through into new dimensions of expression. Here is the exact law. The more confined you feel, the greater your imminent expansion. That sense of being boxed in, it is actually the pressure building for explosive growth. That feeling of being restricted, it is actually the compression that precedes expansion. Now, here is something profound about limitations that most will never grasp. The universe doesn't recognize boundaries, it recognizes only opportunities for expansion. Your limitations are not your prison walls, they are your launching pads, designed to propel you beyond all previous boundaries. Throughout your consciousness, maintain this knowing: every limitation contains within it the seed of greater freedom. For in consciousness, there is no such thing as permanent restriction. There is only temporary compression before expansion. Let me share with you now how this same principle operates in the realm of your divine potential. Every talent that lies dormant, every gift that remains unexpressed, every ability that seems blocked, all of these are actually gathering force for magnificent expression. Here's the exact law. The greater your sense of unrealized potential, the more imminent its expression. That feeling of untapped greatness, it is actually your manifested reality demanding expression. That sense of unrealized dreams, it is actually your success pressing against the present moment. Now, here is something profound about potential that few will ever comprehend. The universe doesn't give you abilities you cannot express. Every talent you possess, every gift you've been given, every capability you feel, all of these are guarantees of their own expression. Throughout your consciousness, maintain this knowing: my potential is not future possibility. It is present reality seeking expression. For in consciousness, there is no such thing as unrealized potential. There is only temporarily unexpressed reality. Let me share with you now how this same principle operates in the realm of your divine timing. Every moment that seems delayed, every opportunity that appears missed, every timing that feels off, all of these are actually perfect orchestration in divine sequence. When you truly understand this principle, you will see that nothing in your experience is accidental. For in divine law, what appears as coincidence is actually consciousness made visible, the outer world reflecting your inner knowing of imminent manifestation. Here is the exact law. The increasing frequency of synchronicities in your life is direct evidence of approaching manifestation. Those meaningful numbers you keep seeing, they are actually consciousness confirming your breakthrough. Those chance encounters, they are actually divine orchestration making way for your good. Now, here is something profound about divine science that most will never grasp. The universe doesn't speak in whispers, it speaks in patterns. Every recurring sign, every repeated message, every persistent synchronicity is actually the universe confirming your imminent breakthrough. Throughout your consciousness, maintain this knowing. Every synchronicity is confirmation of my manifestation. For in consciousness, there is no such thing as coincidence. There is only the visible evidence of invisible law. Let me share with you now how this same principle operates in the realm of your divine preparation. Every lesson you're learning, every challenge you're facing, every experience you're having, all of these are actually perfect preparation for your imminent breakthrough. Let me reveal to you now how this principle operates in the realm of your seeming setbacks. For every obstacle that appears in your path, every resistance that rises up, every challenge that confronts you, these are not barriers to your breakthrough. They are announcements of its imminence. When you grasp this principle, you will understand that setbacks are actually setups. For in divine law, what appears as opposition is actually opportunity in disguise, resistance actually advancement in reverse clothing. Here's the exact law. The intensity of your current challenges is directly proportional to the magnitude of your imminent breakthrough. Those overwhelming obstacles, they are actually measuring the size of your coming victory. That fierce resistance, it is actually calculating the scale of your impending triumph. Now, here is something profound about setbacks that few will ever comprehend. The universe doesn't send obstacles to stop you. It sends them to strengthen you. Every challenge you face is actually custom designed to prepare you for the level of success that awaits you. Throughout your consciousness, maintain this knowing. My setbacks are actually divine setups. For in consciousness, there is no such thing as opposition. There is only opportunity wearing a mask. Let me share with you now how this same principle operates in the realm of your divine precinct. Every skill you're developing, every lesson you're learning, every experience you're gaining, all of these are actually perfect training for your imminent elevation. When you truly understand this principle, you will see that relationships are not fixed. They are fluid expressions of consciousness. For in divine law, what appears as separation is actually preparation for deeper union. What feels like disconnection is actually realignment for perfect connection. Here is the exact law. The depth of your current loneliness is actually measuring the magnitude of your coming connections. That sense of isolation, it is actually creating space for divine relationships. That feeling of disconnection, it is actually clearing the way for perfect unity. Now, here is something profound about divine relationships that few will ever grasp. The universe doesn't remove people from your life without purpose. It rearranges relationships to match your rising consciousness. Every relationship shift you experience is actually aligning you with your next level of expression. Throughout your consciousness, maintain this knowing. Every relationship change is perfect divine orchestration. For in consciousness, there is no such thing as lost connection. There is only perfect realignment for greater expression. Let me share with you now how this same principle operates in the realm of your divine purpose. Every confusion about your path, every uncertainty about your direction, every doubt about your calling, all of these are actually clarity in disguise. When you grasp this principle, you will understand that purpose is not something you find, it is something you allow to find you. For in divine law, what appears as confusion about purpose is actually perfect purpose, preparing to reveal itself with absolute clarity. Here is the exact law. The intensity of your questioning about purpose is directly proportional to the magnitude of your coming revelation. That deep uncertainty, it is actually certainty gathering force. That persistent questioning, it is actually your purpose pressing for recognition. Now, here is something profound about divine purpose that few will ever comprehend. The universe doesn't hide your purpose from you. It reveals it through the very questions that seem to obscure it. Your confusion is not a barrier to clarity, it is the soil from which absolute certainty will grow. Throughout your consciousness, maintain this knowing: my purpose is not lost, it is revealing itself with perfect timing. For in consciousness there is no such thing as purposelessness. There is only purpose preparing for perfect expression. Let me share with you now how this same principle operates in the realm of your divine abundance. Every financial strain, every material lack, every resource limitation, all of these are actually abundance gathering force for expression. When you truly understand this principle, you will see that lack is impossible in the divine economy. For in divine law, what appears as scarcity is actually abundance compressed. What feels like limitation is actually unlimited supply gathering force. Here is the exact law. The intensity of your current financial pressure is directly proportional to the magnitude of your coming abundance. That overwhelming sense of lack, it is actually abundance compressed to its breaking point. That feeling of restriction, it is actually unlimited supply preparing to burst forth. Now, here is something profound about divine abundance that few will ever grasp. The universe doesn't create lack, it creates pressure for expansion. Every financial strain you experience is actually the universe compressing abundance until it must explode into manifestation. Throughout your consciousness, maintain this knowing: my current limitations are actually unlimited supply and compression. For in consciousness, there is no such thing as lack. There is only abundance preparing for expression. Let me share with you now how this same principle operates in the realm of your divine health. Every physical challenge, every bodily limitation, every health concern, all of these are actually perfect health pressing against temporary appearance. Let me reveal to you now how this principle operates in the realm of your divine health. For every physical limitation you're experiencing, every bodily challenge you're facing, every health concern that troubles you, these are actually perfect health pushing through into expression. When you grasp this principle, you will understand that illness is impossible in divine reality. For in divine law, what appears as sickness is actually health asserting itself. What feels like limitation is actually wholeness pressing through appearance. Here is the exact law. The intensity of your current physical challenges is directly proportional to the magnitude of your coming health breakthrough. That persistent condition, it is actually perfect death gathering force. That chronic issue, it is actually wholeness preparing to express. Now here is something profound about divine health that few will ever comprehend. The universe doesn't create illness, it creates opportunities for greater health expression. Every physical challenge you face is actually perfect health demanding recognition. Throughout your consciousness, maintain this knowing: my body is not broken, it is breaking through to perfect expression. For in consciousness, there is no such thing as permanent illness, there is only temporary appearance yielding to divine reality. Let me share with you now how this same principle operates in the realm of your divine wisdom. Every confusion you experience, every uncertainty you face, every doubt that clouds your mind, all of these are actually perfect understanding gathering force. Let me bring all these eternal principles to their ultimate culmination. For what I have shared with you tonight is not merely theory. It is the absolute law of imminent breakthrough, the divine science of manifestation. Here is your final revelation, you who sit here now, hearing these words, receiving this message. You are not approaching your breakthrough, you are standing in its very presence. The very fact that these words are reaching your consciousness is absolute proof that your manifestation is at hand. Remember this fundamental truth: the universe, which is your own wonderful human imagination pushed out, must respond to your consciousness of breakthrough, not by human timing, but by divine law, not by mortal calculation, but by eternal principle. Here is your final instruction. Take what I have revealed to you tonight and live in the absolute assurance that everything you desire is already pressing against the thin veil of appearance seeking expression. For this is not mere possibility, this is divine law. I tell you with complete authority, if you will maintain this consciousness of imminent breakthrough, your entire world must reshape itself to reflect this truth. Every obstacle must yield, every limitation must dissolve. Every barrier must crumble before your consciousness of imminent manifestation. Go forth now in the absolute knowing that your breakthrough is not coming, it is here. You are not approaching it, you are standing in its presence. You are not waiting for it, you are witnessing its unfolding. Remember, you are not calling forth something that does not exist, you are simply awakening to what eternally is. Everything you desire already exists in divine substance, pressing against appearance, waiting for your consciousness to align with its expression. Let this be your conviction as you leave here tonight. Your breakthrough is not a future event, it is a present reality. It is not something to achieve, it is something to accept. It is not something to create, it is something to allow. For this is the eternal promise, and it cannot fail. What appears as delay is divine timing. What feels like resistance is reality gathering force. What seems like waiting is actually manifestation unfolding. The end has been reached, for you now possess the key to all manifestation, your consciousness of imminent breakthrough. Use it faithfully, use it consistently, and watch every obstacle transform into opportunity, every limitation into liberation, every barrier into breakthrough. Let us begin by understanding that wealth, in its truest essence, is not about the accumulation of material possessions or the numbers in your bank account. True wealth is a state of being, a consciousness of abundance that permeates every aspect of your life. As I have always taught, your imagination is the God in man. And it is through your imagination that you can assume the state of wealth and bring it into your physical reality. Now you might ask, Neville, how do we act as if we are wealthy? How do we cultivate this consciousness of abundance? The answer, my beloved friends, lies in the understanding and application of the law of assumption. For you see, to act as if you are wealthy is not about pretending or deceiving yourself, but about assuming the natural state of abundance that is your birthright. Imagine, if you will, the wealthiest version of yourself. See this version of you moving through life with ease and confidence, free from financial worries, generously sharing your abundance, and living a life of purpose and fulfillment. Feel the peace, the joy, the sense of security that this wealthy self possesses. This is not a fantasy, my dear ones, but a reality that exists in the realm of infinite possibilities. Your task is to bring this reality into your present experience through the power of assumption. As you assume the state of being wealthy, you must maintain unwavering faith in this new self-concept. Remember, faith is nothing more than loyalty to unseen realities. The wealthy version of you exists, even if your physical senses cannot yet perceive it. Your faith in this unseen reality is what will bridge the gap between your current state and your desired state of wealth. Now, let us delve deep into the practical application of acting as if you are wealthy through the law of assumption. The first step is to clearly define what wealth means to you. Perhaps financial freedom, the ability to travel the world, the power to make a difference in others' lives, or simply the peace of mind that comes with abundance. Whatever wealth means to you, define it with clarity and precision. Once you have identified your personal definition of wealth, create a vivid mental image of yourself embodying this state of wealth. See yourself confidently making financial decisions, generously giving to causes you care about, enjoying luxurious experiences, or simply living each day free from financial stress. Visualize yourself moving through the world with the ease and grace of someone who knows that abundance is their natural state. As you create these mental images, remember that you are not merely daydreaming or engaging in wishful thinking. You are, in fact, entering into the very state of consciousness that will manifest these realities in your physical experience. For consciousness is the only reality, and what you assume is true in your imagination must inevitably express itself in your outer world. Now, my dear friends, I must emphasize that this practice of assumption is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. Just as you would not expect a seed to grow into a mighty oak overnight, you must not expect instant results in your journey of embodying wealth. The key is persistence and patience. Each day, take time to enter into the state of consciousness of your wealthy self. Feel the naturalness of being this person. Experience the joy, the peace, the sense of abundance that comes with living a wealthy life. As you persist in this practice, you will find that your outer actions begin to align with this inner state. You may notice that you naturally begin to make choices that support your wealthy self-concept. You might find yourself drawn to opportunities for financial growth, feeling inspired to learn about investments, or experiencing a newfound confidence in your ability to create and manage wealth. These are not coincidences, my beloved, but the natural outward expressions of your inner assumption. Remember, the outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. As you assume the state of being wealthy, the universe must rearrange itself to match this assumption. This is the law, and the law always works. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Neville, what about my current financial situation? What if I'm struggling with debt or limited income? To this I say, do not be discouraged by temporary circumstances. They are merely the shadows of past thinking, and they hold no power over your future unless you give them that power through your attention and belief. When you encounter financial challenges, return to your practice of assumption. Step once again into the consciousness of your wealthy self. Feel the abundance, the security, the unwavering knowing that all your needs are met and more. From this state of consciousness, you will find the inner resources to overcome any financial obstacle. Moreover, understand that true wealth is not about hoarding resources or living in excess. It is about cultivating a state of abundance that allows you to live shuddy and generously. Your wealthy self is not a means of counting coins, but a channel through which abundance flows, blessing both yourself and others. As you continue on this journey of acting as if you are wealthy, you may find that your definition of wealth itself evolves. What once seemed like unattainable luxury may transform into a natural expression of your abundant nature. This is the magic of living from the end being the state of consciousness of your ideal wealthy self. Now let us explore another crucial aspect of acting as if you are wealthy, the power of your self-talk. The words you speak to yourself, both silently and aloud, shape your self-concept and, consequently, your reality. To embody wealth, you must cultivate wealthy thinking and speaking. Begin to speak to yourself as if you were already the wealthiest version of yourself. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, affirm, I choose to allocate and resources differently. Rather than lamenting, I never have enough money, declare, I am constantly attracting wealth and abundance into my life. These are not mere positive affirmations, my dear ones. They are declarations of your true state of being, which your outer world must inevitably reflect. As you reshape your self-talk, you are literally reprogramming your subconscious mind. And it is from the subconscious that all your financial behaviors and habits spring forth. By consistently speaking to yourself as a wealthy individual, you are planting seeds in the fertile soil of your subconscious, seeds that will grow into the fruits of financial abundance in your life. Remember, my beloved friends, that your every word is a decree going forth to shape your reality. Therefore, choose your words wisely. Speak of yourself and your life in terms of abundance, prosperity, and wealth. As you do so, you will find that your actions naturally begin to align with these words. Now let us address a common misconception about acting as if you are wealthy. Many believe that this practice requires spending money recklessly or pretending to have resources you don't possess. But I tell you, true wealth consciousness is not about external displays, but about an inner knowledge of your infinite worth and the abundance that is your birthright. Think of it this way. Does a king need to constantly assert his kingship? Does a millionaire need to prove their wealth to others? No, they simply are who they are, confident in their state of being. In the same way, when you fully embody the consciousness of your wealthy self, you need not prove anything to anyone. Your wealth becomes a natural, unquestionable aspect of who you are. This is why the practice of assumption is so crucial. By consistently assuming the state of your wealthy self, you are not pretending to be wealthy, but allowing your natural state of abundance to express itself through you. As you continue on this journey of acting as if you are wealthy, You may encounter moments of doubt or uncertainty, especially when faced with financial challenges. In these moments, I urge you to return to the fundamental truth. You are not seeking to become something you are not. You are simply awakening to the wealthy being you have always been beneath the surface of limiting beliefs and circumstances. Your task is not to create wealth, but to uncover and express the abundance that is inherent in your divine nature. For you are made in the image of God, and God is the very embodiment of infinite abundance and prosperity. Now let us explore the role of imagination in acting as if you are wealthy. Your imagination is not merely a tool for idle fantasy, but the very workshop in which you forge Ganta reality. Use your imagination deliberately and consistently to reinforce your wealthy self-concept. Each night as you lay down to sleep, imagine a scene that implies you are living as your wealthy self. Perhaps you see of making a significant charitable donation, or you feel the satisfaction of achieving a major financial goal. Make this imaginal scene as vivid and real as possible. Engage all your senses. Feel the emotions associated with this expression of wealth. As you fall asleep in this state, you are impressing your subconscious mind with the reality of your wealthy nature. And it is from the subconscious that all change begins. Your subconscious mind, impressed with new self-concept, will work tirelessly through the night to align your outer world with this inner truth. Remember, it is not a period of inactivity, but a time when your subconscious mind is most receptive to new impressions. By falling asleep in the consciousness of your wealthy self, you are planting seeds that will bear fruit in your waking life. As you awaken each morning, take a moment to recall and re-enter the state of consciousness of your wealthy self before you begin your day. Feel the confidence, the sense of security, the joy that comes with being this version of you. From this state of consciousness, you will naturally make choices and take actions aligned with your wealthy nature throughout the day. Now, my dear friends, I want to address a question that may be arising in the base. What about hard work and effort? Isn't wealth about earning and saving? To this I say, true wealth transcends the traditional concepts of earning and saving. When you operate from the state of being your wealthy self, opportunities for financial growth naturally present themselves. And wise financial decisions flow effortlessly from your state of abundance consciousness. Think of it this way: does a tree need to strain to produce fruit? Does the sun need to exert effort to shine? No, these are natural expressions of their essential nature. In the same way, when you fully embody the consciousness of yourself, financial abundance becomes unsolved. This is not to say that you will never take action or make efforts towards your financial goals. But when these actions spring from a state of abundance consciousness, they feel joyful and inspired rather than burdensome or driven by fear of lack. As you continue to act as if you are wealthy through the law of assumption, you may notice changes not only in your financial situation, but in your entire perception of the world. You may find that opportunities for financial growth seem to present themselves more frequently. You may notice that people respond to you differently, perhaps with a respect or a desire to collaborate on profitable. These changes are not coincidences, my beloved. They are the natural result of your shifted state of consciousness. As you assume the state of being wealthy, the entire universe must rearrange itself to match this assumption. This is the power you wield as a creative being made in the image of God. Let us delve into another crucial aspect of acting as if you are wealthy, the power of your emotional state. So emotions are the fuel that powers your assumptions and manifestations. To embody lasting wealth, you must cultivate the emotional state associated with being a wealthy individual. What does it feel like to be wealthy? Perhaps you feel a sense of security, of freedom, of expansiveness. Maybe you experience a deep sense of gratitude, knowing that you have more than enough to meet your needs and desires. Whatever these feelings are for you, begin to cultivate them deliberately. Throughout your day, take moments to check in with your emotional state. If you find yourself feeling anxious about money, worried about bills, or envious of others' wealth, pause and consciously shift into the emotional state of your wealthy self. Feel the abundance, the security, the joy that this version of you embodies. Remember, your emotional state is not dependent on your external circumstances. It is a choice you make moment by moment. By consistently choosing the emotional state of your wealthy self, you are reinforcing this state of being and making it your new normal. As you master the art of assuming the emotional state of your wealthy self, you will find that abundant thoughts and actions flow naturally from this state. You won't need to force yourself to make wise financial decisions or resist impulses of lack. The right choices will feel natural and effortless because they align with your assumed state of being. Now, my dear friends, I want to address a common concern that arises on the journey of embodying wealth. Many of you may worry about maintaining this state of wealth consciousness in the face of financial setbacks or unexpected expenses. But I tell you this, true wealth consciousness is not about the absence of financial challenges, but about your response to them. If you find yourself slipping into old patterns of lack-based thinking when faced with a financial hurdle, do not despair. Do not judge or criticize yourself. Simply observe without emotion, and then gently return to the state of consciousness of your wealthy self. Remember, every moment is a new opportunity to choose again, to reassume the state of being you desire. In fact, these moments of apparent financial stress are not setbacks at all, but opportunities for growth and deepening of your wealth consciousness. They allow you to practice returning to your desired state, strengthening your ability to maintain this state in the face of challenges. As you continue on this journey of acting as if you are wealthy, you may find that your entire concept of money begins to shift. The wealthy individual understands that money is not a limited resource to be hoarded, but a flow of energy that responds to consciousness. When you are fully aligned with your wealthy self, you may notice that money comes to you in unexpected ways. Opportunities for income may arise from surprising sources. This is not because the nature of money itself has changed, but because your relationship with money has transformed to your shifted state of consciousness. Moreover, the truly wealthy individual understands that wealth is not just about accumulation, but about circulation. As you embody wealth consciousness, you may find yourself inspired to give generously, to invest in others, to use your resources in ways that create value and abundance for all. This circulation of wealth not only blesses others, but also reinforces your own state of abundance. Now, as we near the conclusion of our exploration of acting as if you are wealthy, I want to remind you of a fundamental truth. The outer world is yourself pushed out. As you embody wealth within, you will find that your external circumstances naturally align to support your wealthy nature. You may notice that your environment begins to reflect your inner abundance. Opportunities for financial growth may seem to multiply. People may be drawn to your newfound sense of prosperity and seek to engage with you in mutually beneficial ways. These changes are not coincidences, my beloved. They are the natural outpicturing of your inner state. As within, so without. As you continue to assume the state of being wealthy, watch in wonder as your outer world transforms to match the inner reality. Remember, my dear friends, that this journey of acting as if you are wealthy is not about becoming something you are not. It is about awakening to the abundant being. You have always been beneath the surface or fleece of limiting beliefs and financial circumstances. You are not creating wealth, but uncovering and expressing the wealth that is inherent in your divine nature. As we conclude our time together, I urge you to go forth and apply these principles in your daily life. Assume the state of being your wealthiest self. Feel it, live it, breathe it. Let every thought, word, and action spring from this state of being. Know that as you do this, you are not only transforming your own life, but contributing to the elevation of all humanity. For as you express your wealthy nature, you inspire others to do the same. You become a living testament to the power of assumption and the law of consciousness. My beloved friends, you have within you all that you need to embody true wealth. You are the operant power, the God in man. Go forth and express it in your life. Live from the end, embodying the wealthy being you desire to be. And remember, no matter what appearances may suggest, hold fast to your assumption. For your assumption, if persisted in, will harden into fact. The wealthy life you imagine is not a distant possibility, but a present reality waiting to be claimed. In closing, I want to emphasize that acting as if you are wealthy is not about arrogance or superiority. True wealth brings with it a deep sense of humility and gratitude. As you embody your wealthy self, cultivate a spirit of thankfulness for all that you have and all that is coming to you. Begin each day with a heart full of gratitude. Give thanks for the abundance that surrounds you, even if it's not yet visible to your physical eyes. Thank the universe for the wealth that is flowing to you, for the opportunities that are unfolding, for the prosperity that is your natural state. This attitude of gratitude is not merely a nice sentiment. It is a powerful force that aligns you even more fully with the state of wealth you are assuming. For in giving thanks for what you have, you open yourself to receive even more. As you move through your day, look for evidence of wealth and abundance all around you. Appreciate the beauty of nature, the kindness of strangers, the opportunities for growth and learning that surround you. These too are forms of wealth, often overlooked but infinitely valuable. Remember, my dear ones, that wealth is not just about money. It encompasses richness in all areas of life, in relationships, in health, in experiences, in personal growth. As you act as if you are wealthy, allow this sense of abundance to permeate every aspect of your being. You see yourself as a conduit for wealth and abundance, not just for yourself, but for all those around you. Visualize wealth flowing through you, blessing your life and the lives of others. For true wealth is not diminished by sharing, rather it multiplies. As you interact with others, do so from your state of wealth consciousness. Treat everyone with kindness and respect, regardless of their apparent financial status. For in the realm of true wealth, all are equal, all are deserving of abundance. If you encounter those who seem to be struggling financially, do not pity them or see them as less fortunate. Instead, see the divine abundance within them waiting to be awakened. Your recognition of their inherent wealth can be a powerful catalyst for their own transformation. In your business dealings and financial transactions, operate from a place of integrity and abundance. Know that there is more than enough for everyone. Avoid the temptation to engage in scarcity-based thinking or unfair practices. True wealth consciousness knows that prosperity comes from creating value, not from taking advantage of others. As you make financial decisions, do so from the perspective of your wealthy self. Ask yourself, what would my wealthy self do in this situation? This doesn't mean being reckless or extravagant, but rather making choices aligned with your highest good and your state of abundance. If you find yourself hesitating to invest in yourself or your dreams, remember that your wealthy self knows the value of strategic investment. Whether it's education, experiences, or opportunities for growth, your wealthy self understands that these are not expenses, but investments in your continued prosperity. As you go about your daily life, pay attention to the quality of your thoughts and feelings about money and wealth. If you notice negative or limiting beliefs arising, gently but firmly replace them with thoughts aligned with your wealthy self. Remember, your thoughts are the seeds of your future reality. Practice speaking about money and wealth in positive, abundant terms. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, say, that's not a priority for me right now. Instead of complaining about bills, express gratitude for the services and goods you received. Your words have power. Use them to reinforce your state of wealth. In your interactions with money, treat it with respect but not reverence. Your wealthy self knows that money is a tool, a means to an end, not an end in itself. Handle your money with care, but don't be overly attached to it. Trust in the flow of abundance. As you embody your wealthy self, you may find yourself drawn to learn more about financial management, investing, and wealth creation. Embrace this desire for knowledge. Your wealthy self understands the value of financial literacy and continual learning. Remember, acting as if you are wealthy doesn't mean pretending to have material possessions you don't yet have. It's about embodying the state of consciousness of a wealthy individual. This state is characterized by confidence, peace, generosity, and a knowing that all your needs are abundantly met. As you persist in this practice, you may start to notice synchronicities and coincidences. That's the ultimates, your new state of being. Perhaps unexpected opportunities arise, or you meet just the right person at just the right time. Welcome these occurrences as confirmation of your engagement with wealth consciousness. If you find yourself in environments or situations that seem to contradict your assumed state of wealth, do not let them shake your conviction. Instead, see them as opportunities to strengthen your assumption. Your wealthy self can move through any circumstance with grace and confidence, knowing that true wealth comes from within. In moments of doubt or fear about your financial future, return to the present moment. Your wealthy self knows that abundance is always available now. By fully occupying and appreciating the present, you open yourself to the infinite possibilities for wealth that exist in each moment. As you continue to act as if you are wealthy, you may find that your desires and goals evolve. What once seemed like the pinnacle of wealth may now feel easily attainable. Allow your vision of wealth to expand. Your wealthy self knows that there are no limits to abundance. Remember, my dear friends, that this practice of acting as if you are wealthy is not about reaching a final destination. It's about embodying a state of being, a way of moving through the world. There is always room for growth, always new levels of abundance to explore. As you embody your wealthy self, you become a beacon of abundance for others. Without saying a word, your energy and presence inspire those around you to consider new possibilities for themselves. In this way, your personal transformation becomes a gift to the world. Finally, my beloved, know that in assuming the state of wealth, you are aligning yourself with your true nature. For you are, in essence, a being of infinite abundance. You are an expression of the divine which knows no lack or limitation. Go forth then and live from this truth. Act as if you are wealthy, not as a pretense, but as an expression of your deepest, most authentic self. For in doing so, you not only transform your own life, but contribute to the elevation of consciousness of all humanity. Remember, the wealthy life you seek is not in some distant future. It is here now waiting for you to step into it. Through your assumption, through your unwavering faith, you bring it into manifestation. May your journey be filled with joy, abundance, and the ever unfolding realization of your infinite worth. Until we meet again, remember, you are the author of your life story. Write it with wealth, with purpose, with love. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of acting as if you are wealthy. May your path be blessed with endless prosperity and abundance. Good night and God bless you all. Consider, if you will, the nature of your desires. What is it that you truly want? Is it abundance in all its forms? Is it love that fills your heart to overflowing? Is it the realization of your grandest dreams? Whatever it may be, I tell you now with absolute certainty, it is already yours. Yes, you heard me correctly. Everything you desire is already in your possession, waiting for you to claim it in your consciousness. You see, the world of Caesar, this physical realm we inhabit, is but a shadow, a reflection of the true reality that exists within your imagination. It is in that sacred inner world where all things are possible, where all dreams are real, and where you are the master of your destiny. When you learn to act as if you have everything, you are not pretending or deceiving yourself. You are, in fact, aligning yourself with the truth of your being. Let us pause for a moment and truly contemplate this idea. Close your eyes, if you will, and imagine yourself in possession of everything you have ever wanted. Feel the weight of abundance in your hands. Sense the warmth of love enveloping your entire being. Experience the exhilaration of living your dreams in vivid detail. This, my dear friends, is not an exercise in futility. This is the very act of creation itself. As you sit there, eyes closed, fully immersed in the reality of your desires fulfilled, you are tapping into the infinite power of your imagination. You are at this very moment planting the seeds of your future in the fertile soil of the present. For what is imagination if not the very substance of things hoped for? The evidence of things not yet seen in the world of Caesar? Now, open your eyes and look around you. The world may appear unchanged, but I assure you a profound shift has occurred within you. You have, for a brief moment, lived in the end, you have experienced the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And it is this feeling, this unwavering knowing, that will bridge the gap between your present circumstances and the realization of your desires in the physical world. But let us not be content with mere glimpses of our desired reality. The art of acting as if you have everything requires consistent practice, unwavering faith, and a willingness to persist in the face of apparent contradictions. It demands that you maintain the feeling of your wish fulfilled, not just in moments of quiet contemplation, but in every waking moment of your day. Imagine, if you will, a man who desires great wealth. He does not hope for riches. He does not wish for prosperity. He knows with every fiber of his being that he is wealthy beyond measure. How does this man carry himself? How does he speak? How does he think and feel about money? Does he worry about lack? Does he fret over bills? Does he deny himself the pleasures of life out of fear of scarcity? No, my friends, this man walks with the confidence of a king. He speaks with the authority of one who commands infinite resources. He thinks and feels abundantly, seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. He is generous, knowing that his wealth is limitless. He enjoys the fruits of his prosperity without guilt or hesitation, for he understands that abundance is his birthright. This man is not play acting or fooling himself. He is living from the end, experiencing in his imagination the reality he wishes to manifest. And in doing so, he aligns himself with the creative forces of the universe, setting in motion the series of events that will bring his imaginal act into physical fruition. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Neville, how can I act as if I have everything when my current reality shows me lack? How can I feel wealthy when my bank account is empty? How can I feel loved when I am alone? These are natural questions born from a lifetime of accepting the illusion of external reality as the ultimate truth. But I say to you with all the conviction of my being that your external reality is nothing more than a shadow of your past thoughts and beliefs. It is the fruit of seeds planted in your imagination in days gone by. And just as surely as those thoughts created your present circumstances, your current thoughts and imaginings are creating your future reality. Therefore, to act as if you have everything is not to deny your present circumstances, but to rise above them. It is to understand that your true self, your God self, exists in a realm where all things are possible, where time is fluid, and where your desires are already fulfilled. When you act from this understanding, you are not pretending, you are claiming your divine inheritance. Consider the biblical phrase, before they call, I will answer. This is not some distant God responding to our pleas. This is the promise of your own divine nature, assuring you that everything you could ever desire already exists in the realm of infinite possibilities. Your task is simply to align your consciousness with that reality, to live from the end, to act as if you already possess everything you want. But how, you may ask, does one begin this practice? How does one act as if they have everything in the face of apparent lack? The answer, my dear friends, lies in the power of your wonderful human imagination. Your imagination is the very workshop wherein you fashion the images of the world you wish to inhabit. It is the canvas upon which you paint the masterpiece of your life. Begin by selecting a scene, a short, simple scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire. If you wish for wealth, perhaps it is the scene of you looking at a bank statement with a balance that thrills you. If you seek love, it might be the feeling of your beloved's arms around you as you fall asleep. Whatever your desire, create a scene that, if it were true, would imply the fulfillment of that desire. Now enter that scene in your imagination. Do not merely visualize it as if watching a movie. Step into it. Be the protagonist in this drama of your creation. Feel the textures, hear the sounds, smell the scents. Make it as real and as vivid as you possibly can. And most importantly, feel the emotion, the joy, the gratitude, the love that this fulfilled desire brings you. Repeat this imaginal act night after night, day after day. Let it be the last thing you experience before drifting off to sleep, and the first thing you return to upon waking. Live in this state as often as you can, for in doing so you are living from the end. You are acting as if you have everything. As you persist in this practice, you will begin to notice subtle shifts in your outer world. Opportunities may arise that were not there before. People may treat you differently, responding to the new vibration you are emitting. You may find yourself naturally taking actions that align with your desire, without conscious effort or strain. These changes, my friends, are not coincidences. They are the bridge of incidents, the series of events that must occur to bring your imaginal act into physical reality. Do not question them. Do not doubt them. Simply accept them with gratitude, knowing that they are confirmation of the truth you have accepted in your imagination. But what of those moments when doubt creeps in? What of those times when the world of Caesar seems to mock your efforts, presenting you with evidence that contradicts your imaginal act? This, beloved, is where your faith is tested and strengthened. Remember, the outer world is a shadow, a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. It takes time for this shadow to fully align with your new state of consciousness. During this period of transition, you must stand firm in your conviction. You must persist in your assumption that you already have everything you desire. When doubt arises, do not fight it. Do not resist it. Simply observe it, acknowledge it, and then gently return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Remind yourself that your imagination is the reality, and that the world of Caesar must conform to it in due time. For it is written, the vision has its own appointed hour. It ripens, it will flower. If it be long, then wait, for it is sure and it will not be late. As you continue to act as if you have everything, you will find that your entire being begins to shift. Your thoughts naturally align with abundance. Your words reflect the reality of your fulfilled desire. Your actions spring from a place of confidence and certainty. You no longer hope for a better future. You live it now in the eternal present of your imagination. This, my dear friends, is the art and science of creation. It is the method by which you can transcend the limitations of your current circumstances and step into the life you truly desire. It is not magic, though its results may seem magical. It is not wishful thinking, though it begins with a wish. It is the practical application of the creative power that resides within you, the power that is your divine birthright. As we delve deeper into this practice, let us consider the nature of time itself. In the world of Caesar, time appears linear, a straight line stretching from past to future, with the present as a fleeting point of transition. But in the realm of imagination, in the kingdom of God within you, time is fluid. Past, present, and future exist simultaneously, and you have the power to select the reality you wish to experience. When you act as if you have everything, you are essentially stepping out of the linear time of Caesar and into the eternal now of imagination. You are selecting from the infinite possibilities that exist the reality that aligns with your desire. And as you dwell in that reality in your imagination, you draw it into your physical experience. Consider the words of Scripture: with God, all things are possible. This is not a statement about some external deity. It is a profound truth about the nature of your own being. For you are one with God, one with the creative power of the universe. When you tap into this power through your imagination, truly anything becomes possible. But my beloved listeners, I must caution you. This power is not to be used frivolously or for the harm of others. For in harming others, you only harm yourself. Remember, there is no other in the ultimate reality. We are all one, all expressions of the same divine consciousness. Therefore, use this power wisely for the betterment of all. As you practice acting as if you have everything, you may find that your desires themselves begin to shift. What once seemed important may lose its luster. What you thought you wanted may pale in comparison to the infinite possibilities you now perceive. This is natural and beautiful. It is a sign of your expanding consciousness, your growing awareness of your true nature. Embrace these shifts. Allow your imagination to soar beyond the confines of your current desires. For in truth, the ultimate aim of this practice is not merely to acquire things or experiences, but to fully realize your oneness with the divine. It is to know beyond all doubt that you are the creator of your reality, that you are limitless, that you are, in essence, God expressing itself as you. Now let us address a question that may have arisen in your minds. If I am to act as if I have everything, does this mean I should ignore my current circumstances? Should I pretend that my problems don't exist? The answer, my friends, is both yes and no. You see, ignoring your current circumstances or pretending they don't exist is not the same as acting as if you have everything. To truly act as if you have everything requires a shift in consciousness so profound that your current circumstances cease to have power over you. You acknowledge them, but you do not give them the power to define your reality. Imagine, if you will, a great actor on the stage. When they step into a role, they do not pretend to be the character. They become the character. Every gesture, every word, every thought flows from the reality of the character they are portraying. Yet, at the same time, the actor knows that they are not truly that character. They can step out of the role at any time. This is how you must approach your current circumstances. Acknowledge them as you would acknowledge the set on the stage, but do not let them define you. Know that you can step out of this role at any time by shifting your consciousness to the reality of fulfilled desire. As you practice this, you will find that your reaction to your current circumstances begins to change. What once caused you stress or anxiety may now be met with calm detachment. For you know that these circumstances are not your true reality. They are merely shadows of past thoughts, soon to be replaced by the manifestation of your new, empowered state of consciousness. But remember, my dear friends, this is not about escaping reality. It is about creating a new reality. It is about understanding that what you perceive as reality is fluid, changeable, responsive to your consciousness. When you truly grasp this, when you live from this understanding, you are acting as if you have everything in the truest sense. Now, let us delve deeper into the practical aspects of this practice. How does one maintain this state of consciousness throughout the day, amidst the demands and distractions of daily life? The key lies in cultivating a new habit of thought, a new way of perceiving and interacting with the world around you. Begin each day by immersing yourself in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Before you open your eyes in the morning, spend a few moments living in the end, experiencing the joy and gratitude of having everything you desire. Let this feeling permeate your entire being, so that you carry it with you as you rise and begin your day. As you go about your daily activities, continuously remind yourself of your true state, the state of having everything. When challenges arise, ask yourself, how would I respond to this if I truly had everything I desire? This simple question can shift your perspective dramatically, allowing you to approach situations from a place of abundance and power rather than lack and limitation. Practice gratitude for everything in your life, not from a place of need, but from a place of abundance. Be thankful not for what you hope to receive, but for what you know is already yours in the reality of your imagination. This attitude of gratitude aligns you with the frequency of abundance, drawing more reasons to be grateful into your life. Watch your words carefully, for they are powerful creators. Speak as the person who has everything would speak. Eliminate phrases of lack or limitation from your vocabulary. Instead of saying, I can't afford that, say, that's not a priority for me right now. Instead of saying, I'm trying to find love, say, I am loved deeply and completely. Your words shape your reality. Choose them wisely. In your interactions with others, carry yourself with the confidence and ease of someone who wants for nothing. This doesn't mean being arrogant or boastful. Rather, it means exuding a quiet confidence, a sense of inner peace and satisfaction that naturally draws people and opportunities to you. When you find yourself slipping back into old patterns of thought or behavior, do not berate yourself. Simply observe it, acknowledge it, and gently guide your consciousness back to the state of having everything. Remember, this is a practice. Like any skill, it takes time and patience to master. Be kind to yourself as you learn and grow. As you persist in this practice, you will begin to notice a profound shift in your perception of the world. What once seemed impossible will start to feel inevitable. What once caused you anxiety will be met with calm assurance. You will find yourself naturally taking inspired action, effortlessly moving towards the realization of your desires in the world of teaser. But here, my beloved listeners, is where many stumble. As they begin to see evidence of their imaginal act manifesting in the physical world, they become excited and anxious. They start to wonder when their desire will fully manifest. They look for signs and try to figure out how it will happen. In doing so, they slip out of the state of the wish fulfilled and back into the state of wanting and seeking. This is a crucial point in your journey. When you begin to see the bridge of incidents forming, when you notice the world rearranging itself to accommodate your new reality, you must hold steady in your assumption. Do not be moved by appearances. Do not try to figure out how your desire will manifest. Simply continue to live from the end, knowing with unshakable faith that what you have imagined must come to pass. Remember the words of Scripture, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Your faith, your absolute knowing that you have everything you desire, is the very substance that brings your desire into physical manifestation. It is the evidence of the unseen reality that exists in your imagination. As you continue to act as if you have everything, you may find that your relationship with desire itself begins to change. You may discover that the joy you sought in the fulfillment of your desires was available to you all along. For in truth, the state of having everything is not about possessing things or experiences. It is a state of consciousness, a way of being in the world. When you truly embody this state, you realize that there is nothing to seek, nothing to strive for. Everything you could ever want or need is already within you, waiting to be expressed. This realization brings a profound sense of peace and fulfillment. You no longer chase after desires, for you know that you are the source of all desires and their fulfillment. This, my dear friends, is the ultimate freedom, It is the state of being that all spiritual teachings point towards. It is the kingdom of heaven that is within you. When you act as if you have everything, you are claiming your rightful place in this kingdom. You are acknowledging your oneness with the divine, your role as a co-creator of reality. But let us be clear. This state of consciousness does not mean that you cease to have preferences or that you become passive in the world. On the contrary, when you act as if you have everything, you are free to engage with life fully, to express your unique gifts and talents without fear or limitation. You become a channel for the infinite creativity of your universe, bringing forth new ideas, new experiences, new manifestations of love and beauty into the world. As we near the end of our time together, I want to address a question that may have arisen in your minds. If I am to act as if I have everything, does this mean I should never set goals or make plans for the future? The answer, my beloved, is that goals and plans take on a new meaning when you live from this state of consciousness. You see, when you act as if you have everything, your goals are no longer desperate attempts to fill a perceived lack. They become joyful expressions of your infinite potential. Your plans are not rigid roadmaps to a distant future, but fluid, inspired actions arising from your alignment with the divine flow of life. In this state, you may find that you accomplish more than you ever thought possible, yet with less struggle and strain, for you are no longer pushing against the current of life, but flowing with it. You are no longer trying to make things happen, but allowing them to unfold naturally from your expanded state of consciousness. And so, my dear friends, as we conclude this exploration of acting as if you have everything, I urge you to take this practice into your daily life. Begin now in this very moment to live from the state of your wish fulfilled. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the love that comes from knowing that everything you desire is already yours. Remember, this is not about pretending or deceiving yourself. It is about aligning yourself with the deepest truth of your being. It is about claiming your divine inheritance as a creator of reality. It is about living from the understanding that you are one with the infinite power that creates worlds. As you leave this place and return to your daily lives, carry with you the knowledge that you have everything. Let it inform your thoughts, your words, your actions. Let it transform your perception of the world and your place in it. For in truth, you are not separate from the world. You are the world experiencing itself through your unique perspective. Act as if you have everything and watch as the world rearranges itself to match your assumption. Live from the end and see how the path to that end unfolds before you. Be the person who has everything and discover that you have always been that person, waiting to be acknowledged and expressed. Go forth, my beloved, and create the life you desire. For you are the operant power. You are the divine made flesh. You are the creator of your reality. Everything you could ever want or need is already within you. Claim it, live it, be it. And always remember, the world is yourself pushed out. As you transform your inner world, your outer world must follow. This is the law. This is the promise. This is the truth that sets you free. Thank you, my dear friends, for your attention and your willingness to explore these profound truths. May you go forth in the knowing that you are loved, that you are powerful beyond measure, and that you have everything. For you are, in truth, everything. God bless you all. Let us begin by understanding what it truly means to choose. In the world of appearances, we often believe that choice is an external act, a decision made in response to the circumstances that surround us. We think we choose our careers, our partners, our homes, and our experiences based on what is available to us in the physical realm. But I tell you now with absolute certainty that this is a fallacy, a misunderstanding that has kept humanity bound to limitation and want for far too long. True choice, my dear friends, originates not from the world without, but from the world within. It is an expression of your innermost being, a reflection of your consciousness, and a manifestation of your imagination. When you truly choose something, it is because that something has already chosen you. It has already become a part of your consciousness, a living, breathing reality in the realm of your imagination. And it is from this realm, this invisible but all-powerful dimension of mind, that all things in your visible world spring forth. Consider for a moment the things in your life that you have been striving for, struggling to attain, or desperately trying to change. Perhaps it's a job that seems always out of reach, a relationship that never quite manifests, or a state of being, be it wealth, health, or happiness that appears to elude you at every turn. Now, I ask you this, are these things truly choosing you? Or are you in your limited human thinking, attempting to force them into existence through sheer will and effort? You see, my friends, when something truly chooses you, there is no struggle, there is no strain, There is only a natural, effortless unfolding of events that lead you inevitably to your desire fulfilled. It is as natural and as certain as a seed growing into a mighty oak tree. The oak does not strain to become, it simply allows the power within it to express itself fully. And so it must be with you. Your desires, your true choices are seeds planted in the fertile soil of your imagination. But for these seeds to grow and bear fruit in your physical reality, you must stop choosing what's not choosing you. You must cease the futile struggle against what is, and instead turn your attention fully and completely to what could be, to what, in truth, already is in the realm of imagination. Let me illustrate this principle with a simple example. Imagine a young man who desperately wants to be a great musician. He practices for hours each day, striving with all his might to improve his skills. He auditions for orchestras and bands, facing rejection after rejection. He tells himself and others that he has chosen music as his path. But in truth, he is choosing struggle, choosing rejection, choosing the very state of wanting to be rather than being a great musician. Now contrast this with another young man. This one, too, loves music. But instead of focusing on the lack, on the journey, on the process of becoming, he simply knows that he is a great musician. In his imagination, he sees himself performing to thunderous applause. He feels the joy of creating beautiful melodies. He experiences the satisfaction of touching people's hearts through his music. This second young man is not choosing music. Music is choosing him. It has become so much a part of his consciousness that its manifestation in the physical world is a foregone conclusion. He does not struggle. He does not strive. He simply is. And in that state of being, all that he desires naturally flows to him. This, my dear friends, is the essence of what I mean when I say stop choosing what's not choosing you. It is a call to cease the endless struggle against what is not, and to instead embrace fully what is in the reality of your imagination. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, but Neville, surely we must take action in the world. Surely we must work towards our goals. And to this I say, yes, action is indeed part of the process of manifestation. But it is not action born of struggle or strain. It is inspired action, action that flows naturally from your state of being. When you truly embody the state of your wish fulfilled, when you live from the end, as I often say, the right actions will present themselves to you effortlessly. You will find yourself naturally drawn to the people, circumstances, and opportunities that align with your desire. This is the universe, oh God, if you prefer, choosing you, guiding you, shaping your path in accordance with the image you hold in your imagination. Let us delve deeper into this concept, for it is crucial to your understanding and to the transformation of your life. When you choose what's not choosing you, you are essentially saying to the universe, I do not have this thing I desire. I am separate from it, and I must struggle to attain it. And the universe, being the faithful servant that it is, responds by maintaining that very state of separation and separation. But when you choose what's choosing you, or rather, when you recognize and accept what has already chosen you in the realm of imagination, you are declaring to the universe, I am one with my desire. It is already mine. I am already the person who has, does, or is this thing I wish to experience. And the universe, again being the faithful servant, begins to rearrange itself to make your inner reality an artifact. This, my friends, is the true power of imagination. It is not mere fantasy or wishful thinking. It is the very substance of reality, the creative power of the universe itself, individualizing you. When you imagine, you are not creating something new, you are selecting from the infinite possibilities that already exist in the mind of God. Consider the words of William Blake, the great poet and mystic. What is now proved was once only imagined. Everything in your world, from the chair you sit on to the most advanced technology, was once only a thought, an idea, a seed in someone's imagination. And so it is with your desires, your goals, your ideal life. They already exist in the realm of infinite possibilities. Your task is not to create them, but to select them, to tune your consciousness to their frequency, to become one with them in the depths of your being. But how, you may ask, do we accomplish this? How do we stop choosing what's not choosing us and start aligning with what is? The answer, my dear friends, lies in the power of your attention and the practice of what I call the law of assumption. Your attention is the instrument by which you tune your consciousness. Whatever you focus on, whatever you give your attention to, grows in your experience. If you constantly focus on what you lack, on the obstacles in your path, on the difficulties you face, you are choosing those very things. You are tuning your consciousness to the frequency of lack, obstacle, and difficulty. But if you direct your attention to the state of your wish fulfilled, if you dwell in the feeling of already being, doing, or having what you desire, you align yourself with that reality. You tune your consciousness to the frequency of abundance, success, and fulfillment. This is where the law of assumption comes into play. To assume means to take for granted. It means to live from the conviction that what you desire is already yours. It is not hoping, it is not wishing, it is not even believing in the conventional sense. It is knowing with every fiber of your being that you are already the person you wish to be, that you already have what you wish to possess, that you are already experiencing what you wish to experience. Let me give you a practical example of how this works. Suppose you desire financial abundance. The conventional approach would be to focus on your current lack of money, to worry about bills, to constantly think about how to make more money. This is choosing what's not choosing you. It's aligning yourself with the very state of financial struggle you wish to escape. Instead, I urge you to assume the state of financial abundance. Feel the relief, the security, the freedom that comes with having more than enough money. See yourself living in the home you desire, driving the car you love, enjoying the experiences that financial abundance allows. Feel the gratitude for this abundance as if it were already yours. Do this not once, not twice, but consistently. Make it your dwelling place. Let it be the last thing you think of as you fall asleep at night and the first thing you embrace as you wake in the morning. Live from this state and watch as the outer world begins to rearrange itself to match your inner conviction. This, my friends, is what it means to choose what's choosing you. It is to align yourself with the version of reality where your desires are already fulfilled. It is to step into the skin of the person you wish to be and to live from that state consistently. Now I can hear some of you thinking, but Neville, this sounds like self-deception. Isn't this just pretending? And to this, I say all of life is pretending until it becomes real. The great William Shakespeare wrote, "All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players." You are always playing a role, always pretending to be someone. Why not consciously choose to play the role of the person you truly wish to be? Moreover, this is not deception, for in the realm of imagination, which is the true substance of reality, your desire already exists. You are simply aligning yourself with what is already true on a higher plane of existence. Remember, my dear friends, that your outer world is nothing more than a reflection of your inner world. It is a shadow cast by the light of your consciousness. Change the inner, and the outer must follow suit. This is not magic, it is not supernatural. It is the most natural thing in the world, as natural as a flower turning towards the sun. But I warn you, this practice requires persistence and patience. The world of appearances may not change overnight. Your current circumstances are the result of your past thoughts and assumptions. They have a certain momentum, a certain inertia. But as you consistently hold to your new assumption, as you faithfully choose what's choosing you, you will begin to see changes. At first, these changes may be small. Perhaps an unexpected opportunity arises, or you have a fortuitous encounter with someone who can help you on your path. These are signs that the universe is beginning to respond to your new vibration, your new state of being. Do not dismiss these signs, no matter how small they may seem. Recognize them for what they are: confirmation that your inner transformation is bearing fruit in the outer world. As you persist in your new state, as you continue to choose what's choosing you, these changes will grow more significant. You will find yourself naturally taking actions that align with your desire. Opportunities will seem to fall into your lap. People will be drawn to you, eager to assist you in ways you never imagined possible. This, my friends, is the universe conspiring in your favor. It is the natural result of aligning yourself with what truly chooses you, with what is already yours in the realm of infinite possibilities. But let me caution you, this practice requires a certain detachment from the world of appearances. You must learn to trust the invisible reality of your imagination more than the visible reality of your current circumstances. This can be challenging, especially when the evidence of your senses seems to contradict your inner knowing. In such moments, remember the words of the Apostle Paul: "We walk by faith, not by sight." Your faith must be in the reality of your imagination, in the truth of your assumption. This faith is not blind belief, but a deep knowing that transcends physical evidence. Let me share with you a personal experience that illustrates this principle. Many years ago, when I first began to understand these truths, I found myself in dire financial straits. I had barely enough money to feed myself, let alone pay my rent. The logical, rational part of my mind was consumed with worry and fear. But I decided to put these principles to the test. Instead of dwelling on my lack, I began to assume the state of financial abundance. I imagined myself living in a beautiful apartment, eating at fine restaurants, buying new clothes. I felt the relief of having more than enough money. I experienced the joy of being able to help others financially. I held to this state consistently, even as my outer circumstances seemed to contradict it at every turn. And then, my friends, the most remarkable thing happened. Within a matter of weeks, I received an unexpected sum of money that not only covered my immediate needs, but allowed me to live comfortably for months. This experience taught me a profound lesson: the outer world must conform to the inner conviction. When you truly choose what's choosing you, when you align yourself fully with the state of your wish fulfilled, the universe has no choice but to reflect that state back to you. Now, I want to address a common misconception that often arises when people first encounter these ideas. Some may think that this teaching encourages passivity, that it suggests we should simply sit back and wait for our desires to manifest. Nothing could be further from the truth. When you truly choose what's choosing you, when you fully embody the state of your wish fulfilled, you will be moved to inspired action. This action will not feel like work or struggle. It will feel natural, joyful, almost effortless. You will find yourself doing things that align with your desire, not out of desperation or fear, but out of a sense of enthusiasm and inevitability. Consider the example of a great actor preparing for a role. They don't simply memorize their lines and wait for the cameras to roll. They immerse themselves in the character, thinking, feeling, and even moving as the character would. When it comes time to perform, their actions flow naturally from this assumed state of being. So it must be with you. As you assume the state of your wish fulfilled, as you choose what's choosing you, you will naturally be moved to take actions that align with that state. But these actions will not feel like a struggle against reality. They will feel like a joyful participation in the unfolding of your desire. Let us now turn our attention to another crucial aspect of this teaching: the importance of feeling. It is not enough to merely think about your desire or to visualize it in a detached manner. You must feel it. You must experience the emotion that would be yours if your desire were already fulfilled. Feeling, my dear friends, is the secret. It is the bridge between your current state and the state you wish to embody. When you can generate and sustain the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you create a vibrational match with that desired state. And it is this vibrational match that draws your desire into your physical experience. Think for a moment about something you deeply desire. Now, instead of focusing on the absence of this thing in your life, imagine that you already have it. How does it feel? Do you feel joy, relief, excitement, gratitude? Whatever the feeling is, allow yourself to fully experience it. Let it permeate every cell of your body. This feeling is your point of power. It is the language that the universe understands. When you consistently generate this feeling, you are sending out a powerful signal to the universe saying, "This is who I am. This is what I experience." And the universe, being the faithful mirror that it is, must reflect that signal back to you in the form of corresponding experiences. But remember, this is not about forcing yourself to feel positive emotions when you're truly feeling down. That would be just another form of resistance, another way of choosing what's not choosing you. Instead, it's about cultivating a genuine sense of having already received your desire. It's about aligning your emotional state with the reality you wish to experience. This may take practice. You may need to return to this feeling state again and again, especially when your outer circumstances seem to contradict it. But with persistence, you will find that it becomes easier and more natural to dwell in this state of fulfilled desire. Now, let us address another important point. Some of you may be wondering, but what if I'm not sure what I truly desire? How can I choose what's choosing me if I don't know what that is? This is a profound question, and it brings us to a deeper understanding of the nature of desire itself. You see, your true desires, the ones that are truly choosing you, do not originate in your human mind. They are not the product of social conditioning or external expectations. They come from a much deeper place, from what I call your divine self or your God self. This divine self knows your true purpose, your highest path. It is constantly communicating with you, sending you impulses in the form of desires. But often these pure desires get clouded by the noise of the world, by our fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs. So how do you discern your true desires, the ones that are truly choosing you? The key lies in paying attention to your feelings. When you think about a particular desire, does it fill you with excitement and enthusiasm? Does it feel expansive, as if it's opening up new possibilities for you? Or does it feel constricting, as if you're trying to force yourself into a mold that doesn't fit? Your true desires, the ones that are choosing you, will always feel expansive. They will energize you, inspire you, make you feel more alive. Even if they seem challenging or even impossible from your current standpoint, they will still feel right on a deep level. On the other hand, desires that are not truly choosing you often feel heavy. They may be accompanied by a sense of should or must. They may be driven by a need to prove something to others or to live up to some external standard. I urge you, my dear friends, to pay close attention to these inner signals. They are your divine self communicating with you, guiding you towards your highest good. When you align yourself with these true desires, when you choose what's truly choosing you, you tap into a power far greater than your individual self. You become a channel for the creative power of the universe itself. Let me share with you another personal experience that illustrates this point. Many years ago, I felt a strong desire to share these teachings with the world. At first, my human mind resisted. It told me that I wasn't qualified, that no one would listen to me, that I should stick to a conventional career path. But the desire persisted. Every time I thought about sharing these ideas, I felt a sense of excitement and expansiveness. It energized me in a way that nothing else did. And so, despite my doubts and fears, I chose to align myself with this desire. I chose what was choosing me. The path wasn't always easy. There were challenges and setbacks along the way. But because I was aligned with my true desire, with what was truly choosing me, I found the strength and inspiration to persevere. And as I continued to choose this path, to live from the state of being a teacher and sharer of these truths, the outer world began to conform to this inner conviction. Opportunities to speak and teach began to arise. People were drawn to my lectures, resonating with the ideas I shared. Books flowed from my pen with an ease I had never experienced before. All this happened not because I struggled and strained, but because I had aligned myself with what was truly choosing me. This, my dear friends, is the power that is available to each and every one of you. When you stop choosing what's not choosing you and start aligning with your true desires, with what's truly choosing you, you tap into a flow of infinite possibility. You become a co-creator with the universe itself. Now I want to address a concern that often arises when people begin to apply these principles. Some worry that by focusing on their own desires, by choosing what's choosing them, they might be acting selfishly or neglecting their responsibilities to others. But I assure you, nothing could be further from the truth. When you align yourself with your true desires, with what's truly choosing you, you are not acting from a place of selfishness. You are allowing the divine self within you to express itself fully in the world. And this divine self, being one with the source of all creation, naturally acts for the highest good of all. Think about it this way: when you are living in alignment with your true self, when you are fully expressing your unique gifts and talents, you are in the best possible position to serve others. You are operating from a place of fullness rather than lack, from joy rather than obligation. Moreover, as you begin to manifest your desires, as your life becomes a living expression of what's truly choosing you, you become an inspiration to others. You show them what's possible when one aligns with their true nature. In this way, your personal fulfillment becomes a gift to the world. Let me give you an example to illustrate this point. Imagine a talented musician who has been working in a job she doesn't enjoy because she believes it's the responsible thing to do. She's providing for her family, but she's unfulfilled and her unique gifts are going unexpressed. Now imagine that this musician decides to align herself with her true desire, with what's truly choosing her. She begins to assume the state of being a successful, fulfilled musician. She feels the joy of creating and performing music. She imagines the impact her music has on others. As she persists in this state, opportunities begin to arise. Her music career takes off. And here's the beautiful part: not only is she now more fulfilled than I, but she's also in a position to provide even better for her family. Moreover, her music is touching the lives of thousands of people, inspiring them, comforting them, bringing beauty into their lives. This is what happens when you choose what's choosing you. You not only fulfill yourself, but you also position yourself to make your greatest contribution to the world. Now, my dear friends, as we near the end of our discussion, I want to emphasize a crucial point. The practice of choosing what's choosing you, of living from the state of your wish fulfilled, is not a one-time event. It's not something you do once and then sit back and wait for results. It's a way of life, a constant practice of aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the reality you wish to experience. This requires vigilance. It requires a willingness to constantly monitor your thoughts and feelings, to catch yourself when you slip into old patterns of thinking and choosing what's not choosing you. But I assure you, the effort is worth it. For as you make this practice a habit, as it becomes your natural way of being, you will find that your life transforms in ways you may have never thought possible. You will begin to see the world differently. Where once you saw obstacles, you will now see opportunities. Where once you felt lack, you will now feel abundance. Where once you experienced struggle, you will now experience flow. This is not to say that challenges will never arise. They will. But when you're aligned with what's truly choosing you, when you're living from the state of your wish fulfilled, you will face these challenges from a place of power and possibility rather than fear and limitation. Remember, my dear friends, you are not separate from the creative power of the universe. You are that power individualized. When you truly understand and embody this truth, when you consistently choose what's choosing you, you step into your true power as a divine being having a human experience. So I urge you, starting from this very moment, to be vigilant in your thoughts and feelings. Catch yourself when you find yourself focusing on what you don't want, on what's not working, on what's not choosing you. Gently but firmly redirect your attention to what you do want, to the state you wish to embody, to what's truly choosing you. Feel the reality of your desire fulfilled. Live from that state. Let it inform your thoughts, your words, your actions. Do this consistently, persistently, and watch as your world begins to transform. And remember, this practice is not about forcing change through willpower or struggle. It's about allowing your true self to express itself fully in the world. It's about aligning yourself with the flow of life rather than struggling against it. As you leave here today, I want you to carry with you this fundamental truth. You are the operant power in your life. Your consciousness, your imagination, is the creative force through which you shape your reality. By choosing what's truly choosing you, by living from the state of your wish fulfilled, you activate this creative power in the most potent way possible. So go forth, my dear friends, and choose wisely. Choose what's choosing you. Live from the end. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and watch as the miracle of life unfolds before you in ways more wonderful than you could have ever imagined. Remember, the kingdom of heaven is within you. It is not a place you go to, but a state you choose to embody. By choosing what's choosing you, you are claiming your rightful place in this kingdom. You are stepping into your power as a divine creator. And so, my beloved friends, I leave you with this final thought. The world is waiting for you to be you, fully and completely. It is waiting for you to choose what's choosing you, to align with your true desires, to express your divine nature. When you do this, you not only transform your own life, but you contribute to the transformation of the entire world. For each time one of us aligns with our true self, with what's truly choosing us, we raise the vibration of the entire planet. We make it easier for others to do the same. In this way, by choosing what's choosing you, you become a beacon of light in the world, illuminating the path for others to follow. So go now and choose wisely. Choose what's choosing you. Live from the end. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and watch as miracles unfold in your life and in the world around you. Thank you, and may you be blessed on your journey of self-discovery and manifestation.